first thing just to mention the loss of a really great club servant in Harry Poole, who I know is very well loved around the place, and obviously as the manager, I suppose you want to say a few words about him.
Yeah, obviously massive condolences to his family. I've just spoken to his son Matthew outside, who's come to watch training, and spoke about his dad's love of this football club over a long period of time, on nearly 500 appearances for the football club, and was still a massive fan. So yeah, our condolences to his family. Great servant to the football club, yeah, and to the rest of his family. Keep coming to watch us. We want to keep our fans excited and entertained and enjoying the football.
It tells you a lot about the community of Port Vale Football Club, that somebody who was a player and has gone on to be a fan, and his family are fans as well, and they're all still here supporting your current team.
Yeah, great loyalty. Say when you've represented a football club for over 12 years and built up that amount of games, it's probably not going to happen in the current climate quite as often as it used to. So yeah, fantastic servant to the football club, and I'm sure he'll be sadly missed.
Let's talk more broadly about the here and now. Cup draw obviously on Wednesday night. Mansfield, there'll be a lot of people who look at it again and say it's a winnable game. From your perspective as the professional and the manager, how do you see that, and what's your reaction to it for a start? I
think from the EFL's point of view, it's great that we're going to be guaranteed at least 2 teams in the quarter-final. How the draw panned out, Mansfield have made a fantastic start to the season in League Two, unbeaten in 12 games. I'm sure they'll look at it and say it's a great opportunity for them now to be at home in the 4th round. So it's a game a few weeks away now in the distance. It's a reward for getting this far to the 4th round, and it's a game we'll look forward to when it's the next game, but currently it's on the back burner.
I know you always look at the next one, but in terms of what it is, the club hasn't had a cup run in the League Cup for a good few years now, 17 years. How does it help in terms of generating momentum and to keep the league fixtures ticking over as well as the cup fixtures?
I think it helps in a number of ways. It has continued momentum. It has continued winning and winning here, keeping the fans engaged, keeping the fans dreaming of the possibilities. And as you say, we take one game at a time. That's what we always will do. But for us to start off in that first round when we'd had a really difficult first game of the season and go behind to Fleetwood really early on in the game, we've seemed to have come a fair distance since then. So the competition has been good to us. It's been good to us in terms of the draws. We've always been at home, and now we travel to a League Two team, but who've had a fantastic start to the season, and a manager who's got a cup record like probably no one else. So yeah, good for the EFL. The draw was strange coming out so early in the draw last night, and the anticipation was off when you go this far that you're probably going to get one of the bigger clubs. It hasn't panned out that way, but we'll now see it as Mansfield will as an opportunity to progress to the quarter final.
Just speaking about something you picked up on Tuesday night about the way in which you play and your style of play. Supporters can get frustrated when the ball doesn't go forward straight away. We all know that.
And so can managers as well. Managers and coaches can get frustrated, and so can players.
But in terms of the broader picture of what you're trying to do, you've obviously made a conscious decision to try and change the style a little bit and be more possession-based and be more build-up based. Is that a matter of trying to get people to be a bit more patient with the team sometimes?
Yeah, I think collectively we all have to be patient. We've been together a matter of weeks, and only a few weeks as a full squad, since the transfer window closed. So we're trying to develop every facet of our game when we've got the ball, when we haven't got the ball, when we go from having it to losing it, and set plays, etc., etc. So we have to play in a way which we've recruited to, which I want us to develop to. Are we going to be perfect at it ever? No chance. Are we trying to get better at it? Absolutely, of course we are. And there's teams further ahead in their time together than we are, and they'll be better at certain things than we are. But we're trying to progress. We're trying to find solutions to what opposition do. We're trying to find solutions to the strengths of our team, which is on the pitch. And when you play against an opponent like Sutton, who are physically miles bigger than we were, we have to find a way of creating better goal scoring on chances and opportunities, and crossing balls from wide outside the pitch is probably not the best answer. So if things are blocked up and there's not a forward pass on, we're asking players to recycle the ball, and if that means going backwards and sideways to find another solution, that's what we'll ask them to do. But when you review the game as well, we're also missing opportunities to play forward, and that's what we have to keep feeding back to the players. awareness, constantly checking where your teammate is, the opponent are, and looking to play forward passes. That's what we want to do. If we can play 3 passes and get from our goalkeeper to their goalkeeper, we'll do it. That's the thing to do. But we want to have possession, but we want to penetrate with our possession as well, and so find solutions to break down the opposition.
Is that one of the next stages of development for this group then? Maybe, you know, to like you say, to be a bit more, if you like, clinical when you're creating some chances, and to be a little bit more forward thinking. Is that one of the next stages of development for them?
I think when you get into the final third as well, you've got to be prepared to take risks, because if you lose the ball there's a hell of a long way for the opposition to go. So go and take risks, go and back yourself, go and be really good 1v1, go and be creative. We're trying to come up with, say, answers to different problems the opposition give us. But I think when you get into the final third, you've got to quicken up your game a little bit. You've got to take less touches of the ball and be playing 1 and 2 touch and be bright and intelligent and creative. And that takes time. But say we're working away. We're trying to work away every single day.
Just wanted to mention a couple of the younger players who've been around the place. We just spoke to James Plant, who's obviously played a bit more than some of the other lads. Reece Walters on Tuesday as well. We've talked a lot about the pathway from academy to first team. From the manager's point of view, how pleased are you that there is that pathway and that some of these lads are coming through and you can trust them out there on the pitch in a first team game?
There has to be a pathway, but the players have to be good enough as well. I'm not going to play someone out there in a first team game who I don't think he's ready for it. So the reason why Jack, Reece, Tommy, Planty, Liam, Bailey have all had an opportunity this season is because they've done well in the academy games, or they're doing well consistently with us in training, and they deserve an opportunity. So that's what I will give them. I think that the reward now for Will and his staff is that these players are coming through on a more consistent basis. Some players have left the football club before they've even got into the scholarship system. So and they've gone on to Premier League clubs now. So it's a testament to the amount of work which is going on throughout the football club. When the players come with us, again, take the opportunity. You can only give opportunities for so long. You have to go and grasp them. Young players are generally inconsistent in their performances, and they're up and down. But yeah, Reece played on Tuesday night and was as good a player as we had on the pitch.
You've also integrated some younger loan signings as well, and I suppose A, that's a matter of finding the right ones, and B, like you say, integrating them in the same way that you have with your own academy players. Is the process very similar, or is it different from a player who's come from the outside to someone who's come through the system?
I think that the lads that we've recruited are obviously slightly older than the ones who've come through the academy. They're at a different stage of the career. There's different things which comes into play for them when they're coming from a different club, location, where they're going to live. There's so many other factors which come into play for them. But in terms of integrating them into the group, yeah, we've gone down the same process. The senior players have been great. Nathan Funds, Jason Lowe, Connor Ripley, they're great with these guys. But ultimately, they have to produce consistency every single day, or they won't get out on the pitch on a Saturday or a Tuesday night. So that's what we'll keep trying to do. We're working towards something. Say we're only right at the start, but we're making decent progress.
And the very last thing I wanted to ask you, Saturday should be a really good atmosphere, should be a big crowd. Those are the type of games that I imagine you, the rest of the group, will relish, because if you want to do something in this league, you're going to have to take in those games and ultimately win them.
Yeah, we're trying to be competitive. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we spoke about in pre-season, to be competitive in every single game we're going to play, whether it's a league game, Carabao Cup, EFL Trophy. That's what we've taken part in so far. And I think we have been competitive. We've rotated team selection. Players have started some games and not been picked for the next one. So we're working away towards something. Bolton are a fantastic example of bringing in a manager and creating a way and creating an identity, and so they're a long way further down the line than we are in terms of what they're trying to do, but they play really good football, got a really good manager, and will be, I would imagine, having finished in the playoffs last season, they'll be looking to be even better than that this season.